One, we are getting started with our next reading lesson here, all for doing a summary, doing a fiction plot summary. And the book we're going to be doing for this fiction plot summary is Rosie, Revere, Engineer. It's by Andrea Beatty, illustrated by David Roberts. I know, I'm sure there's quite a few of you that have read this book before, and if you haven't, then you are in for a treat. This is absolutely one of my favorite books ever. Actually, this was a book I was planning on reading, just with all of our engineering. It just such great messages in this story. Just great lessons, great things to learn. It's probably just that message of perseverance, never giving up, always trying. So just quick little summary. It's about this girl named Rosie, and she may seem quiet during the day, but at night she's a brilliant inventor of gizmos and gadgets who dreams of becoming a great engineer. So it's one of my favorite stories ever. But as we're reading, we're going to be focusing on this skill. You can read the skill with me, and I can recount. Ready? I can recount the plot of a story and use key details to explain the central message, lesson, or moral. And so recount really means describe. Recount is more than retell. Like I said in the last lesson, you're trying to describe the most important, the very important, those key events, those really, really important parts of the story that really explain it. It's kind of like doing the main idea of a nonfiction book, but instead you're basically doing the main idea of a fiction book. And you try to tell those key events to really explain that central message, lesson, or moral, which is really, what is that big takeaway? Like in the last story, the lesson was think before you do, which is such a good one. That's such a good lesson, and this one has just as important of a lesson. I'm going to go back to the book just so it doesn't get out of there. We're still good. Now, for this lesson, we are going to be focusing on using this organizer. Now, like I said, I was going to redo the summarizer again and take all the lines out, because the lines are when we used to write with pencil, but now we're using Notability to do this. But I'm going to go through it again just to make sure, and I'm trying not to explain too much, but I am trying to explain. I'm really trying to over-explain just so nobody has any questions or nobody's too confused. And if you ever do have questions or if you are confused about anything, let me know. But hopefully you can get most of what you need out of the videos. Now, during this, you're going to notice me taking just drinks of water or tea, just talking a lot. I talk a lot during the school day, but recording lessons, I have realized talking nonstop is definitely taking a toll on my voice. So I apologize in advance for you hearing me take a drink of water or tea just to kind of help my voice. Back to the book quick though, just so I don't lose it. We're still good. All right. So here's what we're gonna be looking for today. The things I really want you to think about. So key information. This is this column. Somebody. Who is the main character in the story? Wanted. What is the main character's goal? But what is that conflict or problem? Conflict, problem mean the same thing. Getting in the way of the character's goal. So, how did the character try to solve the problem? Then, what was the resolution? And that resolution really means ending. And so the notes here is we're going to be recording all that information. So, for example, Rosie is the main character. So I'll put her in this first box. And so Rosie wanted something, but there's something getting in her way. So how does she try to solve it? Eventually, how does it end? So you're going to be recording all of the information. So I'm going to be recording this. You're going to be kind of reflecting and doing it with me. When you do your own, you're going to record the information here. And then on the bottom, you're going to write a full paragraph summary. So you're going to take all the information from the top and just rewrite it as a paragraph. I also have added in the lesson is part just to help. So that'll be there now too. Hopefully kind of each time things will get better and more smooth. But on to the story. Rosie, Revere, Engineer by Andrea Beatty, illustrated by David Roberts.